Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to the video. This is going to be my first build guide, and we're looking at Pathfinder. It's been fun, and it's going to continue being fun because I think I'm going to take this as high as I can. So there will be updates to this build guide as well. Why did I pick this? Well, I wanted to try some damage over time tech. I picked up Pathfinder, Poison I picked up back in 010, nerfed it, and it was fun. Thought I'd give it another go, but I really wanted to try cross. So I was looking around and found that people were messing around with Galvanic Shards and Plasma Blast. So we had like a Bleed Plasma Blast or Blood Mage, and there was a couple of people trialing this out with Pathfinder as well. We're currently sitting at rank 3 on PoE2 Ninja for Pathfinder Plasma Blast with Poison, and that's it's really fun. Benefits of this are you get a lot of defenses, you get to survive quite comfortably in maps, clearing and boss fights. A lot of damage. One-shotting 4 pinnacle bosses, one-shotting Arbiter of Ash, effortless clear maps. Very, very easy as you scale up. In terms of the Ascendency, Thorn Campfire to be immune to freeze, sustainable practices because this grants you a lot of defenses. Evasion, rating, granting, reduction, rate really means that even though you see this and you go, well, that's not very much cool, actually does count for a lot when you sustainable practices. So that's a really nice to have. This is required though. Overwhelming toxicity, absolutely. This make sure you get it. You could choose to forego this and go for more speed if you have more like EHP collection or new gear. So if you want to go like crazy and load some currency, you could definitely like this part of the trip. But I found a lot of success with this, and I would suggest that if you're starting out, pick this, go for the node for node. Then I've just gone down for a pretty standard having Owned Instinct, Vile Wounds, where it kind of differs. Go up here, I would imagine, but go down to Vile Wounds. There, pick up all the poison. So there's a poison cluster here, poison here, and now really important ones are crippling toxins, low tolerance, leeching, escalate, building toxin, and stacking toxin, lasting. They're little nodes, they're important, and you want to pick those up, but there's a little bit of this. Sorry. So if you can get over 100% chance to poison, then you can give up more and more nodes that give you it. Do that through gems and items. But yeah, you definitely want to pick up all of that node. Yeah. Once you've done that, you pick up extra damage, go down. Wasting gives you a element damage, magnitude, that kind of thing. This is great because 5% damage, hits damage, and balance. Versus really well with practices. I picked this up. It's going to be within 2 meters. One shot. I'll demonstrate that a little bit. Once you've done that, pick up some defenses. So escape velocity is great. High alert, agile succession. Subterfuge mouse when you get a good energy shield helmet. Pounce reflexes really good, gives you deflection, evasion, dexterity. Bestial skin when you get a good evasion chest piece. Get as quickly as you can. If you are leveling from 1, if you're next to the campaign, you can absolutely just pick up these poison nodes. It's perfectly fine running through campaign. Interlude and Act 4 were very, very easy. Had everything very close together, so poison was doing its work. Just pick up like a rampant raptor crossbow for the first 3 acts or so. Then for Act 4, just pick up a bow and you'll be good to go. Once you've picked up all the defenses, again, I will link all of this. You'll be able to grab this and copy it if you. But yeah, critical hit chance, critical damage bonus is really good. So, struck through, heart stopping, heartbreaking, strike for the jugular. Gives you a mix of critical damage bonus, stats, base of 1% struck through, important. Then after that, pick up Preemptive Strike. This is great because you're always going to be looking to one-shot things. So you're always going to be hitting them from full life. With Plasma Blast, that critical damage bonus is essentially free. The immense amount of damage you load with. I picked up Cooked last because damage bonus was really nice, but bear in mind you are losing defenses there. If you're not comfortable with that, you could pick up Throat Seeker instead at the cost of a 20% reduction. That's about it for this, other than duels. So this is the ideal kind of duel. The only thing to make this better is instead of the attack speed with crossbows, I got a chance to poison instead. It get pretty pricey, so just pick something in your budget. Just don't try and get maxed out affixes. You can just get these affixes, get as much as you can out. Get them for a number of exalted. If you want maxed out ones, you're looking at multiple divines. Another option you can pick up is a Zeal Oath from Nothing Diamond, which lets you pick up 75% attack damage. Not required though. If you don't have it or you don't want to spend the, you don't need to, and it may very well be the day get another one of these, because then you can find additional this as take this more damage, say. That's about it at the moment. The only other thing we don't have to do now, but you might find this problem, is we do need strength, dexterity, and intellect. We need the intellect because we're there, and the way that they've changed curses is such that you actually do like high-level curses, in fact, high-level. So this requires 147 intellect. Now it just so happens I currently have that, but I didn't always have that luxury. So if you do find yourself not having enough intellect for the curse, just create a weapon set 2 and just move up through here and grab the magnitude, curse magnitude, along with all the intellect nodes. That should give you enough intellect to be able to utilize Despair. Now, Despair isn't necessarily needed for map bosses generally, but they are needed. Does seem to be for bosses, so you could do without the curse. You're just running T15 maps, or you could do a lower level curse. But yeah, those are your options. That's pretty much the passive skill tree. Nothing too crazy happening here, to be honest. Moving on to the skills. Galvanic Shards. Deadly Poison 2, Elemental Armament, Bursting Plague, Ricochet 3, and Ratha's Assault. The elephant in the room here is Ratha's Assault. It does cost 7 div, but it's well worth it. The reason it's well worth it is because being able to dodge and load at the same time is very, very cool. So we just showcase this right now. That is really nice. If you take this off, you can still make this build work, fine, but you have to wait to load each and every time. You're also using mana, then that means you have to use your flask, which is a little bit of an annoyance. I'll tell you why a little bit. It also means if you're getting attacked and you need to dodge, that's fine, but if you're attacking and then you get caught in between reloading, you have to running away until you loaded, and it can be a bit annoying. So my advice is, if you can afford it, get it. You can't, work your way up to it and get it as soon as you can. In terms of priority, I'd say your weapon and gloves are a priority over Ratha's Assault, but yeah, just get it as soon as you can. Other than that, though, that's probably the most expensive thing about this build, and it's not required. Just a good quality of life increase. Moving on to other skills, though, Herald of Thunder, get quality on this, get quality on Galvanic Shards as well. Deadly Poison 2, Magnified Area, Line 2, Elemental Focus seems to be best for Herald of Thunder. It helps with both defending, like adding as a defense by blinding things to get to you, but also helps you spread poison as well. So this can be really good because this can generate off-screen clearing with a map that has enough monster density in it, which is what you're going to be aiming for in super late game. That's great. You can corrupt this for a +1 level. I've got Galvanic Shards corrupted for a +1 level. I've got Plasma Blast corrupted to a +1 level. You don't need it, but it's nice to have. It gives that extra damage. Toxic Domain is used for bossing. Part of your bossing combo. We'll go through that a little bit later. Herald of Plague. You don't need Herald of Plague, but it's good because it hinders enemies as the poison spreads, so it gives you a chance to hit. And because you can hinder them, it slows things down so they don't get to you so quickly. So just another level of defense. Plasma Blast. This is where you're going to do your damage to bosses. This is how this works. So you move over to Plasma Blast and move 20 meters because of one of the. Once you've done that, you get as close to the boss. Let's see, this is the boss. You use your curse, use Toxic Domain, load up your Plasma Blast, and once it's loaded, run emergency reload and fire it, and it'll kill one shot, whatever act. You get within 2 meters because you want this to apply and then deliver to apply for that extra damage bonus. Damage. You also want to be within 2 meters because accuracy, get 100% at 2 meters, but that goes down to 90%. I've never had it where it's, it's kind of like not hit at 5 meters out, but there's a chance that happen. So my advice, just get within 2 meters. Now, the way that this works, Deadly Poison 2, like pretty much everything we've got here, Ambrosia, which want a flask with as many charges, max charges as possible. Want Garakan's Resolve, which gives you a really interesting thing here. So it works kind of like Tangle Tongue work. So what happens here is you've got 2 chances to roll your critical hit. If one of them rolls correctly, if one of them rolls in your favor, you critically hit with standard damage bonus. If both of those rolls roll in your favor, you critically hit, but your damage bonus is doubled, which is really, really good and does a lot of damage. You are not going to be needing to spam Plasma Blast, so really the 20 meters is just a case of just making sure that before you engage a boss, you've got Blast ready to go, like that. That's pretty much all that boils down to. Next thing is Emergency Reload. Efficiency 1, cooldown recovery 2, prolonged duration 2, and I got a +1 from corruption. Not needed. Nice to have. It's like 1% damage. Very, very extravagant quality this and corrupt it. Or sorry, to corrupt it, quality it. You want to quality it because you get cooldown recovery, which can be really useful if you are running a budget version. As you emergency load for things like rare mobs, maps if you are struggling. Quite good as the one I've got, isn't it? Wind Dancer, really good defensive player. Make sure you get this. Quality it. You want to get knockback, blind 2, maim, and magnified area. This just means that you can blind things, maim them when they attack you. This will also poison things when they hit you. And generally, when they hit you, this does enough damage to actually instantly kill them from poison, so it's just another way of spreading poison around as well. Finally, we've got Despair, which is the curse that lowers chaos resist, minus 48% chaos resist. That changes when we move to second weapon slot, because we get magnitude here. But yeah, you don't need to do that. I might change that around. I originally did it because I didn't have enough. Didn't have enough, so I was 147. And I didn't quite have enough, so that's why I had that on separate weapon set. Sorry. Let's move on to items. So this is a very expensive crossbow. I worked my way up to it. I got lucky actually. I bought it for a divine, and then I did a little bit of crafting on it. Got super lucky. So I got +6 level attack skills, which then made this a very, very. When you're looking for a crossbow, you want critical hit chance, plus to critical hit chance, around about 4%, quite nice. 8% is all good. And actually, you guarantee it. Then you want +6 attack skills. You can get this from Perfect Essence. Got suffixes, not particularly good, and you've got hit chance. You put the suffixes. I would be kind of tempted to roll perfect strike, the perfect essence, and hope that you move your crew. I did. It worked. Not always going to work, but that's how you can get a cheap crossbow and turn it into really useful, actually expensive, so you can make currency as well. Then you want flat elemental damage. The reason that I go for flat elemental damage over physical damage is so that I don't have to worry about armor. But the second thing is I also get a little bit of added value on these nodes. I move wasting, get increased damage with attacks. So that's why I go with that. You don't need to have flat elemental. POB doesn't change much in terms of damage. If you find a bow that has a crossbow that has critical hit chance, +6 attack skills or projectile skills, and on top of that you get physical damage, that will work as well. What you will want to make sure of when you're buying one is make sure that you don't take into account sockets. You want to replace the sockets with Rune of the Hunt, because you're not going to have any problems, rares or normal monsters, but uniques and you're not going to have any problems with normal or magic monsters. Rares and uniques really do benefit from that 50% attack damage. I've got 2 sockets. You can find one with 3. You could potentially find one with 4. That will give you a 200% increased attack damage. Just make sure that when you buy the crossbow, you're not taking into account any like flat damage gained damage from the helmet. You will want energy shields. So much energy you get, prioritize that, then prioritize stats and resistance. So again, this is about you kind of figuring out where your holes are, and just finding equipment that allows you to. So you don't need fire resistance intellect here. You have fire resistance, lightning resistance. You have fire resistance, lightning resistance. Get the intellect from gloves, whatever else. The amulet. Ideally, you want +3 projectile. You don't need the spirit. I don't use that extra. But you could use the extra spirit for the defensive player, which you for Plague Bearer or Christian potentially, if you can get enough spirit. But really, what you want is the +3 projectiles. Then you want to fill out your elementals. Is that that's your priority? Get fancier and fancier as budget build. After that, rings. You want flat damage. As much flat damage as you get, then you want stats. The resistance stats. Punch flat damage. Priority. Boots, movement speed. I'm going to move over to an evasion energy shift base, but evasion seems working fine. You just want to prioritize getting stats and really need. Then we move on to uniques that build. So the first one is Darkness and Throne Find Bell. Now, make sure that if you are going to buy this belt, you don't need this belt. You could actually get a triple resistance belt with stats, or a double resistance belt with stats. You don't need this belt. And if you're on a budget, you probably don't want to get this thing. It's expensive, but it will mean that you are stretched a little bit more to find resistances, high resistance, high stat gear elsewhere. If you do get this belt, what you will actually get is a 60% increased magnitude of damaging elements you inflict. You get better belt. You can get like higher effective socketed items. Just make sure that this item gains bonuses for socketed items as though it was gloves. Anything else, otherwise it won't work. You just need to then add Rune of Cruelty. Get 2 slots. I don't think you get 1 slot belt, but I could be wrong. But yeah, make sure it's 2. Same thing with the gloves. This is the only required unique for this build. The only required thing. As soon as level 50. The important thing here is the chance to poison on hit. You want to get as close to 30 as you can. Everything else is somewhat irrelevant. It's nice to have max speed. You could get quite a nice potentially you could get quite a nice corrupt on this as well. But yeah, your big thing is chance to poison on hit. They're not very expensive, so this is your priority. Get these gloves. Things that you could look at, you could get Olroth's here. I've got a instant recovery life flask, but you don't need it. And then, as I've said before, you just get as many charges on a flask as it is possible. We're running Ambrosia on our boss killer. Charms, I've got this one. No, don't need them. I get this because every now and again you're gonna get max rage, which increases your damage a bit. And I've got this to stop ignite. So that's really why I've done that. That's about it. There are loads of different improvements you can make, loads of different things that you can adjust here, and I will update as and when I make. Right, let's showcase what this build can do. So do a T4 Xesht. So for clearing, you just want to use. So I like Xesht for this because it shows you clear. It shows you kind of like defenses as well. You are going to get hit at some point. And then shows you the boss damage on top. As you can see, we're not having too many problems here. Kind of unfortunate we got hit there with slow. But yeah, as you can see, nothing too bad. You can see the poison. Well, I'm only having to hit this once. If I want to, if I hit this twice, I'm just stacking up the magnitude. I can take this slow and it's not really a big problem. I don't need to be like right at the... Yeah, see enough. Not having too many issues at the moment. Like not even hitting into life right now. It can do, just spam your flask. Olroth's is where this would make it so easier. The other thing is, like, I am running a very squishy build. You do not need to run a squishy build. There are many, many different things you can do to improve overall EHP. I've seen people with like 2 4K energy and 1 2K life. Basically, it's just going to mean that you don't have to care about getting hit. But yeah, I've done it mostly because I wanted to just focus on damage. Didn't really feel the need. Didn't feel like there was any case where I'm dying. You'll also see that I'm regaining health on kill. That's not from an item. That's actually from passive, one of the poison point. you get 2% 2% health recovery per poisoned enemy device. Quite a few crossbows. Yep. Nice. Now, when you're going to a boss, just make sure that you've got Plasma Blast selected, because you're going to have to move 20 meters. And one of the most annoying things is you move towards the boss and you realize that actually your Plasma Blast isn't ready to go. So timing is a little bit important here with any of the bosses. Make sure that you are like timing this well so that you get that, and then we get that. One shot, instant kill, pretty much. That was like 14 million damage in a second. Too bad. Nice. Right. Cool. And that's pretty much it. That's basically how this build works. As you can see, it easily takes out a pinnacle problem. Maps clearing is really, really good as well. Before part of the clear here, it's even better in maps because actually the monster density is much higher. So the poison spreads much easier and you get off-screen clearing. Lovely. That is the build so far. Hopefully you found that useful. If you've got any questions, comments, or anything like that, please do put that on comments and I will respond. If you want to talk to me live, I'm on Twitch Monday, Saturday. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Really do appreciate it. If you could leave a like, subscribe, or comment, that would count. Otherwise, take it easy. Next video.